Okay, we're on the golden ratio, Fibonacci numbers, all right? So before we talk about that, there's an interesting equation over here, and I want to go through solving it. Certainly I do that, typeset it, but I want to go through the, if I was doing it paper and pencil, and someone said solve that equation. Well, I'd have x equals 1 plus 1 over x. I would multiply both sides by x. You get x squared equals x plus 1. That's quadratic in form. I would solve for 0. And use quadratic formula. X equals, what goes on bottom is twice the coefficient of the square term, which is 2. Then top's going to be the opposite of the coefficient on the linear term, which would be 1, plus or minus the root, the coefficient on the linear term squared, which would be minus 1 times minus 1, which is 1, minus 4, coefficient of the square term, which is 1, times the constant term, which is minus 1, so it's going to be minus a minus 4, which is plus 4. So we have here x equals 1 plus or minus the root of 5 over 2. And there's two separate roots there. You may recognize that one of those roots is a famous number called the golden ratio, symbol phi. All right? So this is the number we're trying to get. All right? We're going to do that by looking at the original equation. I'll circle this for you. And we're going to try to get a sequence that goes towards that number without using the quadratic formula. So I just write it down. And what do I write down? I write this over here. The only thing I'm putting down is x is the phi now. And you make a guess. All right, so what will be initial guess? I guess the initial guess would be 1, right? So phi equals 1. This would be your first guess. Right, I'm going to write this as 1 over 1 now, because 1 is a ratio. There's a reason for that, by the way. And I'm seeing this here. And then what do I notice about this? It's kind of easy to generate more. Phi 2 would be 1 plus the reciprocal of 1, which is 1 over 1, which would be 2. All right, let's outline that for you. What is the ratio? 2 over 1. Phi 3, 1 plus the reciprocal of the prior term, 1 over 2. That's going to be 3 halves. The next one, 1. Well, I better write that one down, shouldn't I? You write down phi 3 too then. The reason to generate. Let's write them all down. Phi 5. Just taking the reciprocals of the prior term. That's going to be what, 8/3. Phi 6. 1 plus 3/8, which is going to be, what's that going to be? We're going to just, wait, I want to lose track of this here. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? You could do this all day long, by the way. I think I made a mistake somewhere.